So I'm at Matthew Marks Gallery in Chelsea on West 22nd Street, and this is a show by Laura Owens, who is a Ohio-born but Los Angeles-based artist who has not had a major show like this in 8 years. It's her first time in New York in 8 years since there was a big retrospective exhibition of her work at the Whitney Museum. So this is the first very immersive experiential exhibition that's taking over 2 gallery spaces of Matthew Marks. You have this space here filled with paintings and wallpaper. And Laura Owens has always been known to experiment, to play around with the notion of what is painting in the first place. Does it have to stay within the confines of rectangular structure? Can it expand beyond itself onto the walls? You see that the works are complex and layered. She's always referencing multiple artistic forms, artistic styles, Impressionism, Post-Impressionism, Chinoiserie, Rococo. You have the high and the low of art all woven into her work. And her work is also very self-referential, so you will see drawn lines, you will see painted elements that are built up from the canvases. You have the paintings in conversation with the decoration, those kind of tendrils that in fact are electrical cords hanging around the edge of the gallery. You have this very trompe-l'oeil effect of the cutouts to the point that you have to ask yourself, what do you see? What don't you see? What is real? What isn't? Are the drawn lines or the shadows that you have here, are they from cutout cardboard elements? Or are the painted and accumulative kind of textured paint strokes that you have on the canvases, are they sculptural? Are they real? What is real? What isn't? What is the trompe-l'oeil effect? So she's investigating what painting is. Does it exist only on the surface of the canvas? Can it expand beyond itself? Which makes for a very exciting, very dynamic interpretation of painting in general. She's sort of sculpting and painting and layering.
She did the seams as like an airbrush.
And you oftentimes find even elements from just her daily practice. She photographs works that she's painting. She will then produce them in the computer in a Photoshop. She can project them onto the wall and then paint based on that. So there's a layered cumulative process to all of her work that's very interesting, dynamic, varied. It changes with every body of work. And it's exciting to see this new production. She hasn't exhibited to such a large extent in many years, so that we're privy to her newest release of material. And the next surprise, which leads to the most immersive installation, is through these doors. So we're going to go in, opening this door, and then entering the space, which becomes the all-immersive experiential work. And in fact, the walls hide little secrets inside of them. It's not just what's on the walls. The panels were produced using up to 150 layers of silkscreen printing technique, and then importing these here to the gallery space, and then painting on top of that. So you have this trellis, you have the walls that sometimes even evoke some sounds of birds singing. You're sort of in the secret garden, perhaps, inspired by chinoiserie, inspired by rocaille, by even rooms that were painted in ancient Pompeii. And again, the question keeps coming up, what is real, what isn't, what is trompe-l'oeil, what is the effect of the painting techniques that she's using, the kind of experimental. And these walls have several secrets within them, so it's not just what's on the surface of the walls. it's also what is hidden inside. And we're waiting right now for one of the little secrets to open up and expose themselves so we can look at that. But as we're waiting, we can also look at the walls that have so many different layers. They were done in panels in her studio. The panels were brought here to the gallery, and then additional layers and elements were added to the walls. So if you look, you have these very thickly impastoed elements of the painting. You have the tree that has the leaves really accumulating as paint strokes. You hear the sounds coming from the walls, so perhaps the walls themselves have. And here's a secret. Here's the secret. We have to look at this one. Here's one of the secrets, where the wall, in fact, looks back at you. The leaves have eyes in that very surreal. And then the panel closes and it's flush to the wall and it all disappears. So again, the question of the trompe-l'oeil, the whimsy. Here's another one. Here's another one. Follow me very quickly. It's right there on the bottom. Here it is. So you're stepping into her secret garden of sorts. You're stepping inside of the painting. If you ever wanted to feel what it feels like to be inside a painting, I can't think of a better way to experience that than with the Laura Owens installation that we see here. Oh, here's the last one. Very quickly. We've had it all. There's a little bit of a surprise, a little bird hidden in the wall. And it's a great way to finish that, where you have the larger than life experience of looking and then this tiny little surprise.